Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 2nd of May, 2018, and this is episode 292. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we had somebody introduce themselves in the Ravelry group this week. Why don't you give them a shout out?
Ooh. Heather, who is Darb from New York.
Welcome. Thanks for introducing yourself. Dammy, if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
And we have one ongoing until next week, and then we're announcing a new giveaway today. So, make sure you join the Ravelry group and enter into the giveaways. Well, we have a good amount of stuff to talk about today. Yeah, so we probably should get started. Here we go.
Now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Dammy?
I currently only have one thing on my needles, but I'm hoping to finish these soon and cast on new designs.
Awesome.
So these are my Rusty Gate socks. The pattern is French Vanilla Cappuccino socks. The needles are US 1.5 2.5 millimeters, and the yarn is Sarah's Texture Crafts Donegal 4-ply, so it's a tweedy in the Rusty Gate colorway.
It's such a pretty color. It's very autumnal.
Yep.
Yep.
And that is all I'm working on.
Okay.
So what are you working on, unless you were going to ask me a question?
I don't know. I feel like I need like 12 more cups of coffee this morning. Okay, so I'm working on 3 things as usual. I am working on my 10-stitch zigzag blanket, which is a pattern by Frankie Brown. I'm on US 4's 3.5 mil needles, and the yarn I'm using is Mint Rain yarn. I don't know what the base is, but it's the Police Box colorway. So I finished the Birds of Paradise stripe and started on the new stripe. I did not get, so I normally knit 1 zigzag every night, or every day, except if I'm finishing a stripe, I will finish that zigzag and then start the next zigzag. So I technically did 7 zigzags this week because I started the new color, but I just ran out of time yesterday to get a zigzag done, and I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so I'm not sure how much zigzags I'm going to get done this week. I'm going to do my best to still do 1 every day, or like catch up and do the equivalent of 1 every day. Yeah, but I am powering through and making good progress. The next thing I have on the needles is a pair of socks. These are birthday socks for my bestie's husband, Jeremy, for his birthday. And this is my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern. I'm on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles on my affectionately named Zoom Zoom needles. These are Hiya Sharps. They're the 9-inch circulars, and I call them Zoom Zooms because you just zoom round in circles. The yarn is Patton's Croy in the blue striped rag colorway. So I finished the toe, and I've done 1 repeat of the color because, can you see, like there's yellow right there, and I've just started the next yellow stripe. And I'm using my Tickled Pink glass stitch marker from Ann Tudor. This was a special custom made one for our Tickled Pink pre-orders. And if you missed the pre-orders but still want one of these, you need to enter into the giveaway because we're giving away an ebook and a stitch marker and a Tickled Pink badge. So, and then the third thing, which actually may end up in stash hiatus before the podcast ends, is a baby vertebrae sweater for some friends who are having a sweet little boy named Tobias, Toby for short. I'm using the baby vertebrae pattern by Kelly Van Nykerk. I'm on US 4 3.5 mil and US 6's 4 mil, and I'm using Bernays Softy Baby in the baby colorway. So I did the whole body. I've done both sleeves. I have them not woven in ends. And then I've picked up around the button band and neck, and I need to finish this round and do 2 more and then put it into hiatus. So I might make it there before the end of the podcast, and if so, I'll just shift it over there. If you've never done a vertebrae before, never seen one, it's meant to only cover the back and then just barely around the shoulders because babies spit up stuff. And that way it doesn't get on the sweater. So, and then I'll be doing is it Bumble? Mm-hmm. I'm going to be doing a Bumble hat by Tin Can Knits out of the same yarn, and a pair of baby chino socks by Dammy out of the same yarn. So it's a little set. And this is, I think this is the 0 to 3 month size. And then I'm also going to do a baby sophisticate sweater in the, I think it's the 6 to 12 month size with an appropriately sized Bumble and baby chino socks to go with that. So I'm going to power through and see if I can get this into hiatus before the end of the podcast. And then I guess next, what I'll cast on, I think I'll go ahead and cast on the Bumble hat. And see where I can get with that. I may take it to knit group tonight and cast it on. Mm-hmm. So, and that is everything that I'm working on. But I do have some finished projects, so let's move on to the next segment and talk about them.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
Yes, I finished 2 this week. First up is my 17th preemie hat for the year. This is using my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I did this on US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn, I say this every time, but this is Patton's UK Fab DK Variegated in the raspberry colorway. This is not raspberry. It's Superman. I have no idea why it's called raspberry. But there's number 17 for the year. And then the other thing I finished, because I will need these to gift before Stash Dash starts.
Ooh, long foot.
And I'm going to tell them about my hack with the sock blockers. This is, he's in the other room. He should not hear this. He's hearing this, he knows.
Because I accidentally told.
Well, I mean, the Hubs is sitting in the dining room with his fingers in his ears.
Keep them there. Keep
no,
them there.
You don't have to keep them there. He knows. I knit socks for him for his birthday every year.
Scrunching his eyes shut.
Bubba, it's okay. You don't have to plug your ears.
He's not really plugging his ears.
You don't have to plug your ears. You know I make you socks every year.
What?
These are the Hubs.
I had my ears plugged.
These are the Hubs 2018 birthday socks. This is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern on US 1.5, 2.5mm needles, and this is Patton's Croy in the gray-brown marl colorway.
Marl.
So, they don't match up stripe-wise, but that's fine.
They more or less? Well, they kind of do.
No, because this started with the gray, and this one started with the brown. So, but it's fine. I don't care, and the Hubs doesn't care. So these have not been blocked yet, but let me show you my hack for these. Because we use mannequin feet normally to block socks, because the mannequin feet are like the size of my foot and Dammy's foot and my bestie's foot and my friend Mel's foot that did the photography for the book. So I knit her 1 pair of socks, and I've got yarn for 2 more. So, but the Hubs and my bestie's husband, they have bigger feet, so they don't fit on the mannequin feet correctly. So I have this set of, I'm pretty sure these are from Knit Picks, sock blockers, which technically fit the same size as what I was describing.
But
however, if you turn it upside down and put the leg part into the foot,
voila, you've got a man-sized sock.
you've got a man-sized foot, if they have larger feet than you do. So these need to be blocked, and because the Hub's birthday is
Tuesday.
yeah, Tuesday. We're going to see
Avengers Infinity War,
which we normally go see a movie every year for his birthday. So, no spoilers because we haven't seen it yet. So there's his socks. And that's everything that I finished this week. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So thank you so much to everyone for your support of our brand new book, Tickled Pink. I love the kitties. So it released last week on the day that last week's podcast went live. And so we got a cake and we're putting in pictures now. And they were so nice at the bakery. They put Tickled Pink in frosting on it for us. And it was a really good cake. And yeah.
Pink tried to smell it.
Yes. What you're seeing on the screen. She was like, what is this? What do you have? And she wanted to smell it.
It's made of dairy. It must be for me.
She also thought the rotisserie chicken that the Hubs and Dammy bought yesterday for a potluck I was going to was for her. She just wanted the whole thing. Sorry, baby.
You would have gone to town.
She sure would have.
And then had an upset tummy.
She's sitting down here on the floor by our patio door watching things. Oh, hi, baby. Do you know we're talking about you?
Hi.
Hi, pretty girl. Hi.
She's making owl ears.
You're such a pretty baby. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know.
I know. I'm a pretty baby. So, we still have a few copies of the physical book left, which comes with the Ravelry download code. Go to
pink.javapearldesigns.com.
And then it's also available as just a Ravelry download. The link is there as well at the site Dammy just said. And then also the individual patterns are available. So if there's just a couple that you want. If you want 4 or more of them, it's better. Wait, no. 3. If you want 3 or more of them, it's better to just buy the book. The ebook, instead of doing it separately. So, again, thank you to everyone for your support. There's been several podcasts that have reviewed it. I'm trying to remember which ones all I posted yesterday on Instagram who had done it. Silver's Dreamland, Stitching You and More 2.0, Beady Sisters, Colorful...
Bead Sisters, it's Bead.
Oh, it is Bead Sisters, sorry. Bead Sisters, Colorful Creativity, and T-shirts and shawls.
And
then
Naturally Knitting, Kim is doing it today.
Is reviewing it today. So, if you would like to hear other people's opinions on the book, check those out. And there's several other ones that will be upcoming in the days ahead. So, such as Joe from Stitching the High Notes and Diane from Suburban Stitcher, and then several others. So, check those out. And I think all of them are doing giveaways in their groups. So, so check it out. My sweet friend Julia of Pandia's Jewels sent me a bag of stuff. She sent some things for prizes, so we'll put these in our prize pool. We probably will
do them for summer.
Put them as prizes in the summer along because they're Halloween things. So there's 3 sets of badges from
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, the ladies of Hocus Pocus.
The witches.
Yeah. Julia drew all of these. And there's a set of 4 stitch markers of the ladies from Practical Magic, which I've not seen that one. I have seen Hocus Pocus. So those we'll put in, like Dammy said, in the summer one so that you'll have them to utilize in the autumn.
Spooky.
And then she sent me some leftover yarn. There's, this is We Are Knitters. She made a sweater out of this.
So fluffy.
This is pretty.
That's one of hers. I don't know what color it is.
I'll have to look it up. And 2 skeins of this.
They look like the same color but different dye lots.
I think so. So she sent me stuff like to use for preemie hats and such. She also sent me these mini skeins that are gorgeous. Ooh. And then she sent me pink yarn because she loves me. So this is her Delight base, which is 100% superwash merino, DK weight. It's 100 grams, 231 yards in the blush colorway. Oh. Isn't that beautiful? And then she sent me a sock blank. This is the Super Sparkle, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina, fingering weight, 100 grams, 438 yards in the electric pink colorway.
To the end.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a gradient until the other day. Oh, that one's better.
Oh, pink is interested in it because it crinkles.
Does it crinkle, baby? Ooh, Mama's got something fun. So thank you so much, Julia, for sending yarn. You're amazing. I love you. Yeah, so you'll see that yarn being used in upcoming days. I might knit socks for my bestie out of the sock lane for her birthday in October because she likes pink too. So, yeah, so there's that. Okay, are there any other things that we did not put into Yummies that need to go there besides our normal stuff?
I don't think so.
Okay, so let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a you should have seen what she just did.
What are you doing, silly baby?
She just went like...
Oh, now she's on her back.
We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
We'll take a video of this to put in the show notes. Oh, the Hubs is coming to give her scratches.
Scratchy, scratchy.
Oh, sweet baby. Her's a pretty girl.
She's well fluffy.
She is very fluffy. So today is May the 2nd. So the May list is out, and it is shapes, emotions, and various other things. Where are you going, Bubba? Come back! I want more beds.
Oh, we got a yawn on camera.
There we did, and now a bath.
I must clean the human off.
Yes. So, Dammy, sorry, we're very distracted by the cat. What are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. Take a look at the prompts list. We're very cheater friendly on this. You interpret the prompt however you want. For example, today when we're recording this, the prompt is happy. So whatever makes you happy. Take that photo, post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find your photos. And then yours might get chosen to be featured. If you have a private account and are participating in GGK Crafty Pad, make sure Dammy's Doodles is following you because if she's not, we can't see your photos. Yeah. So oh no, I have an upcoming event tomorrow. When the podcast is releasing Thursday, I will be out at an event. I'm going to be attending the Pacific Northwest Yarn Crawl on Thursday the 3rd of May. And I'm going with my friend Janine. And we're going to attempt to do every shop tomorrow.
Have fun with that.
I know. It's going to be crazy. So if you see us, say hi. And I think that is everything. So let's move on to the next segment.
now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
All right, so what are you reading, Dan?
I finished reading The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. Then I started reading The Reptile Room by Lemony Snicket, the second book in a series of unfortunate events.
That's very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So, any comments that you want to make about things that are unfortunate?
Uncle Monty.
How close are you to finishing Reptile Room?
I'm like halfway there.
Okay. Just remind me, because I'll need to put it on hold, and since I'm going out of town this weekend, I'll need to give you my card if it is available.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we are all sharing my library account. So, okay, so did you get, what else are you reading?
I'm also reading The Glass Scientists, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
That's right. So are you getting your 15 minutes a day in?
Yeah.
Good job. So what I'm referencing is the
RAM. The April, May, June read along.
Yes.
The RAM.
So your challenge is to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't want to say I don't care what you read, because I do care. So my preference as the person who issued the challenge would be for you to read books, ebooks, audiobooks, newspapers, magazines, comic books, graphic novels, blogs,
manifestos, the Constitution.
But also we will accept like patterns and recipes and social media. Not if you're like scrolling through Instagram, but if you're actually like reading like an ongoing posts about something, or like somebody's posted something and there's been a response, like a conversation's happening. And what we do have prizes for this. So there is a finish line thread in the Ravelry group. You post one post and then you go in and edit it, and you just need to, the minimum requirement is that you need to tell us that you've read 15 minutes or more every day that you do it. You don't have to go in and edit it every day. You can do like, oh, I'm going to edit for the full week this week or whatever. Some people are including what they're reading, which is really interesting, but not required. And then we will lock that thread the morning of July 1st. And if you read 88 out of the 91 days, so that gives you 3 days, one a month or whatever, to not do it if that happens. We will do one or more giveaways for an ebook. It'll just depend on how many people finish. And then everybody will get what is essentially a 20% off any single pattern coupon code and a virtual badge. If you read 61 of the 91 days, you'll be entered into a giveaway for our single pattern. We will do more of those depending on how many finish, and you'll get a virtual badge as well. And if you want to post on social media, use hashtag GGKROW18. GGKROW18. Yes.
So what are you reading?
I am reading Only Love Today by Rachel Macy Stafford. This is the one with the hundreds of essays in it. I am into the last season, because it was done seasonally. I'm into the last season, and I think I have maybe a little over a week's more, because I've been reading 3 a day. So a little over a week's more to do, and then I'll be finished. By the by, I repainted my hair yesterday, and the color, the dye we were using was from the UK, and then we ran out of it, and it's not available here. So I got a different one to try, and it's much deeper. So like if I hold this next to me, so can you see the difference? This is more like hot pink, and this is more like a deep.
This is more hot pink. That is more light pink.
Oh, I would say this is hot pink, and this is more deep pink.
Hot pink I usually see as on the redder side.
Oh, well, you can see the difference. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet.
Taste the difference.
We will see. We will see. So, I also read another book that is not safe for work, and it's not a book for children to read, but it was really, really interesting. It's called Fat Girl Walking, Sex, Food, Love, and Being Comfortable in Your Skin, Every Inch of It by Brittany Gibbons. And it's essentially a memoir, but she is plus size and has been for a number of years. And just talking about her journey of feeling comfortable in her own plus size skin. So I really enjoyed it. But again, not safe for children, not safe for work. Yeah. I'm continuing to reread Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's / Philosopher's Stone, which is book number 1 by J.K. Rowling. So I'm rereading it, and then the hubs and I are listening to the Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast as we're doing it. So I just reread last night the chapter where they go to platform 9 3/4 and take the train and the boats. So the hubs and I will listen to that episode on our way to knitting group tonight. I finished book number 7 in the Temeraire series by Naomi Novik. This is the one that's set in the time of Napoleon with dragons that fight for the different sides. I think there's 2 more books in the series, but I decided to read something else, and so I'll get back to those. But so a couple of weeks ago was National Book Day or something like that, and Amazon had like, I don't know, 7 or 9 books that were written not originally in English and were translated, and that they were giving away for free. Some of them I tried to read, and it was just like, no, this is not my cup of tea. But I did read a couple of them that I thought were really interesting. The first one is called The Light of the Fireflies by Paul Penn, and it didn't go where I thought it was going. It starts with a family in hiding in a basement, living in hiding and not leaving that basement, and you go through a journey of back in time, forward in time, to like figure out what brought them to that place. And then I read The Great Passage by Shion Miura, which is about a guy who, as part of a team, is writing a dictionary. And just like the different things in the journey of how it happens, and like what words are going to include and what words are not going to include. And this is like something done over like the process of like 15 years. And it was really, really interesting, but it also like deals with their relationships and things like that. So that was a really interesting. And then I'm now reading from the library, the Queen's Thief series by Megan Whalen Turner. I finished book 1, and I think I have like maybe like 3 chapters left in book 2. And it is, I don't know what era it's a fantasy, but about the Queen's Thief and like spy and espionage and fighting and all that stuff. So I'm reading that one, and that is everything that I am reading right now.
Pinky's here to talk with us about what we are watching.
What did you watch this week?
Birds,
squirrels, kids. Hi, baby. Hi. I think she wants to.
Ow! Ow! That was my stomach and my chest. You're vicious. She doesn't scratch on purpose. She just has heavy feet.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about what we actually watched.
What we're watching. So we watched the movie Goodbye, Christopher Robin.
It made me cry.
It was like the behind the scenes of A.A. Milne writing Winnie the Pooh, and how it was so difficult on the actual Christopher Robin Milne. Yeah, so it was interesting. I had not known any of this back history, so
I did
not, or if I did, I forgot. So it was interesting to watch that. And then do you want to say anything else about that besides it made you cry?
Made me cry.
Okay. And then I watched the Hallmark Hall of Fame movie called The Beach House. And it was very predictable, but it made me sad. It was, And there was baby turtles.
Oh.
So you missed the baby turtles.
Real baby turtles or
Yes.
CGI baby turtles?
Real ones, as far as I could tell. It's the ones where the mama turtle comes and buries them in the sand on the beach and then leaves, and they have to protect, there's volunteers that protect the nest of eggs and make sure that the babies get safely into the sea, into the ocean. So, and then I'm watching season 8 of Charmed. I think I have about half the season left. Leo is in cryogenic stasis or whatever. Because he was supposed to die, and that was the only way to save him for the moment. So, Hubs and I are watching season 4 of The Flash. So Snart, which I like.
Snart.
I like his character, even though he's formerly a bad guy and whatever.
He's funny.
He is funny. I like him. So he
Captain Cold. That's a ridiculous name.
Yes. He came from Earth X to help them, and Barry feels like he let Ralph down and is struggling with grieving over Ralph being gone.
What kind of accent is Snart supposed to have?
I'm not really sure.
Because he sounds like one of the old-timey, TV announcer people,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This week on Captain Cold. We are watching season 5 of The Blacklist. Is Ian Garvey dead? Is Reddington okay from being shot? Where is the duffel bag? What's in the duffel bag?
These are all
so many questions
that I had after watching this
Zero
episode.
answers.
I know. Hopefully we get some answers this week. Craziness. Okay, and then I'm watching with the Hubs season 11 of The Big Bang Theory, and it was about Amy's wedding dress shopping and Sheldon trying to go to Vegas to win money for a not experiment, but thing that he wants to do. And he got escorted out of the casino because he was using math to figure out.
Why is that? Is that illegal? Why is it
Well, it's
illegal?
not. I don't think it's illegal,
It's
but
frowned upon.
it is, and they will kick you out of the casino if they know
Just
you're doing it.
Use math discreetly.
Yes.
Be safe, kids.
I'm trying to think of a catchphrase from the 80s or 90s, but I can't think.
Don't do math, kids.
This is your brain on math.
This is your brain gambling. This is your brain gambling with math. Don't do math, Pink. It's dangerous.
It is so dangerous. Okay, and then I'm watching season 13 of Supernatural. They found Gabriel and helped him kill the Norwegian demigods.
Norwegian demigods?
Yes.
You mean the Norse ones?
Yes. Yes. And then I'm watching season 6 of Arrow. Diaz had Oliver's bail revoked, and now his trial starts next week.
Oh, no. I can't even see her head. I just see little feet.
Do you want belly rubs?
There's talking going on, and it's not talking to me.
As you want belly rubs, baby.
No.
Okay, it's your turn.
We are watching season 3 of Blind Spot. They almost got Roman. Avery is moving in with Kurt and Jane.
Yes. So close to getting Roman.
We are watching season 5 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Talbot infused himself with all the gravitonium.
Yes.
What an idea. It's an idea, all right. And Daisy has to find something at her mother's grave.
Yes. And there was just a minor reference to Infinity War.
What might be happening in Infinity War.
So, Hubs and I are watching season 9 of NCIS LA. I just love how the team comes together as a family and takes care of each other. I just have to say that I love that.
Aww.
And then I started watching season 4 of The Good Witch, And she got this beautiful vintage engagement ring. It was
I don't know why I stayed in here for the entire episode. It was so cheesy.
It's Hallmark. What do you think? So, what do you expect? I mean, and then we've got more stuff that we were supposed to watch, but we had something.
Elementary.
We had a meeting last night, so we did not get to watch. So, and then I'm doing the yarn crawl tomorrow, and then I'll be out of town Friday, Saturday, Sunday for a women's retreat with our church diocese, or the Diocese of Cascadia, our church is part of. So I will be.
She's looking at like her elbow.
I totally didn't know her head was there. I thought her head was here.
That's her back legs. That's her tail.
I can't see. I just could see the fluffy belly and the legs sticking up. So, we might be playing like major catch up on TV. But we'll get there. Okay, so that's everything we're watching, and then hello Mousework. I listened to a little bit of the This Is Hamilton playlist as normal to motivate me to get work done, and I've been listening to the Sarah Bareilles playlist. And then, have you been listening to the other one other than just on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll let you talk then.
I listened to a bit of the Hymns for Hipsters playlist, and I made a playlist with various jazz artists like Sinatra and Billie Holiday and Peggy Lee and Nina Simone and James Darren, a.k.a. Vic Fontaine.
From?
Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the best Star Trek.
So we'll put links to those in the show notes in case you want to listen along with us. All right, well I think that's everything for this segment, so we should move on.
Now we're going to talk about our March, April, May Sheepy Spring Owl.
Yes, so this started on the 1st of March and it runs through the end of this month, the 31st of May. It's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to spring. Your fallback is?
You made it in the spring.
That's right. No whips are allowed. You have to start your project the 1st of March or later and finish it by the 31st of May. So each project that you finish and post in the FO thread is one entry into the giveaways, unless your project took 20 yards, 18.3 meters or less of yarn. If that's the case, no, that's not correct. It has to be at least 20 yards, 18.3 meters. If it's not that much, you need to combine it with other small projects to get a total of at least 20 yards, 18.3 meters, and you'll post all those in one post, and that'll be one entry into the giveaways. Feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it fits the rules. This is the first podcast of the month, so we talk about the prizes in detail for this. So first up, we have a project bag from Wendy, who is this yarn mom.
We have yarn from Kathy, who is Knitter Chow.
We have a shawl pin that is also from Kathy, Knitter Chow.
We have a butterfly needle case by Grace's Cases with a set of interchangeable Knitter's Pride Nova Platinas needles from Rhonda, who is Dueling Needles.
We have a sheep bag by You So and So from Rhonda, Dueling Needles.
And a copy of the Linen Butterflies cardigan pattern from and designed by Monique, who is Windswept Monique.
So thank you so much to everybody who donated prizes. If you want to see them more in detail with links, you can go to our show notes.
GeekyGirlsKnit.com.
That's right. You have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry to participate. The social media hashtag is hashtag GGKSpring18. We will lock the prize thread the morning of the FO thread, the morning of the 1st of June, and draw prizes on the podcast after that. If you are a winner, you'll have 30 days to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. There's a chatter thread in the Ravelry group where you can talk about what you're working on, and Dammy gives shout-outs there to everybody who finishes projects, but she also does shout-outs here on the podcast. So, Dammy, why don't you give some shout-outs?
All right. Allison Roseboom, Angie's Hip, Bev B333, Crafts Untold, D-Door4, DG White, Dueling Needles, Eileen D, Falling Star 12, Philippa MC, Fun Friend, Firefly 12, JP Music 15, K2P2 Mama, Kana Soup, Karenina 4777, Kylene Page, Kirsey S, Knit Central, Knit Live Love, Knitter Chow, Knittin' Kitten 2, Lil Angel SG2, El McCall, Masterbox P248, MVA 5493, Tanushka, POKDEJ, Rustrauss, Rogue Robot, The Cat Knit, Twisting Pearls, Wit Angel 8, and Yarn Taxi Driver.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects. You have just under a month to finish them. Make sure to get them posted in the FO thread, and you might be a prize winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, a part of our show where you ask us about things and we try to answer them.
Yes, so this week's question is actually a continuation of last week's question, where we were discussing...
Designing?
No, the, like, necessities, the tools. So, Carolyn, who is China Knits, lives in China and is coming to the U.S. and was asking about what we would consider necessities to take back with her to China. So, why don't you tell us what the question for this week is?
All right, the question for this week is from Carolyn, who is China Knits from China. One other related question: what knitting books do you use over and over again? Reference, Stitch Dictionary, other.
So I don't actually have any knitting books other than Stitch dictionaries. So we have the back catalog of Pom Pom Quarterlies, other than I think we're missing like 4 issues. And then we have our books, but we don't have any other books other than Stitch dictionaries. And our favorite ones are the Vogue knitting dictionaries. Stittionary. This is volume 1, so it's knit and pearl stitches. And they have a pretty good index in the back, and it's got like a thing where you can like hold your place. But we really like this one, and then the volume 2 is all cables. So, so that first one had over 250 stitch patterns, and this one has 200. And the photography is always really crisp and clear, and good instructions and charts and everything. So those are our favorites. We have, in recent months, picked up...
We need Stittionary number 5.
What is it?
Lace knitting.
Oh, yeah. So we have 2 editions of Barbara Walker's Treasuries of Knitting Patterns. I think this is book 1.
This is 1, a Treasury of Knitting Patterns, and this is 4, a 4th Treasury of Knitting Patterns.
So this one contains over 500 patterns, knit purl, combinations, ribbing, colored chain, slip stitch, twist stitch, fancy texture, yarn over eyelet, lace, cables, and cable stitch patterns.
In these pages, you will find the 100 charts plus complete text from Barbara Walker's book Sampler Knitting, as well as 82 new heretofore unpublished designs and a brief autobiography.
So these ones are a little bit
funky,
harder to deal with.
The cables are interesting
because she uses a different charting system than what we use
for cables specifically.
Yeah. So sometimes it takes a little more work to deal with them, and the photos are in black and white or black and gray.
And like this one pattern here, I could not get to work at all.
Yeah. So, you know,
they have good stuff in them, but some of them is a little funky.
Yeah, your mileage may vary. So, so this is the 4 stitch dictionaries that we have, and use regularly. So I would definitely say the Vogue ones, and then if you have room, check out, you know, maybe even go to like, yeah, maybe even go like to the library or something and check them out and like, you know, flip through them and see if it's something that would be interesting for you. You know, because I would hate for you to get them, because books are heavy. I would hate for you to get them and then them not be what you need. So I did not make it. I'm having to do the next cape for
enormous.
For 20 stitches or something.
Or would you just stop with the 20 stitches?
Because I don't want to stop mid-row. Yeah. So, So that is what we use. I'm trying to think. There's a fairly new stitch dictionary called Alternates that is color work that I really want to get. I'm trying to think if there are reference books that we've maybe had in the past or something that I would recommend. But I mean, honestly, you can find almost anything on the interwebs. So if I am needing help with something, I usually
go to
Google and or YouTube, because usually there's at least something out there that that will help. Okay, you guys, this is going into Stash Dash hiatus. I need to put it on waste yarn and cast on the next thing. So that's 2 projects in Stash Dash hiatus, both baby vertebrae. Did I talk about what Stash Dash is this week?
I don't know.
I don't think I did. So Stash Dash is a annual along hosted by Leslie and Lala of the Knit Girls podcast, and whips count as long as you do some work on them and to finish them, and then you get to count all the yardage of the entire project. So I front load everything and put a lot of things, put them in what I call Stash Dash hiatus, to then pull them out once it starts and finish them. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I think we answered Carolyn's question. Yep. We should put in the episode thread to ask you what reference books, stitch dictionaries, etc. do you have that you would recommend? Because I know there's tons out there, and so there might be suggestions for Carolyn. So, if somebody has a question for us, though, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we have giveaways.
Yes. So last week we showed you this yarn. So this is from Kay of the Bead Sisters podcast, Blueberry Chick yarn. And she sent Dammy and I each a skein of yarn, as well as one to give away on the podcast. So this is her Kiowa fingering base. It's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend. It's 100 grams, 463 yards, and this is the Screaming Peacock colorway.
And look at that.
I loved all the different shades of the turquoisey blue. This goes really dark up here, and it's really pale down here. It's really beautiful. It's squishy. It would be great for a pair of socks. So, we are going to put a giveaway thread in the Ravelry group, and what we want you to do is go to Kay's shop on Etsy and find your favorite colorway, and then come back to the thread and tell us what your favorite colorway is. We'll leave the giveaway open for 2 weeks. We'll announce the winner in episode 294, and if you are the winner, you'll have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. 1 entry per person, and you must be a member of our Ravelry group to enter. And then just a reminder about the Tickled Pink giveaway that we're doing. So you'll get, it's for an ebook copy of Tickled Pink, and one of these stitch markers that I showed you a while ago, the feather, made by...
Did you lose it?
No, it's in this project bag over here, and I'm not going to reopen it. The glass feather stitch marker made by Ann Tudor, and a badge pin, whatever you call it.
Badge pin, button, whatever.
With the Tickled Pink and the cats that Julia...
Why don't you just show the back cover?
Well, because this one shows it with the words. Julia of Pandia's Jewels drew for us. And if you are the winner and you already have the book or ebook, you can tell us a friend that you want us to gift it to, and we'll gift the ebook to them, and then go ahead and still send you the the goodies. So we are going to keep this open until next week's podcast, episode 293. And to enter, what you need to do is tell us which pattern from the book you will cast on first. So there's a link in the episode, the giveaway thread, to get you to the Ravelry page, and then you tell us which pattern you're going to cast on first. I really want to kind of like tally it up at the end. Sea and Sky Wrap is a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious about like what people's preferences are, so I may tally that up when I lock the thread next week. Just depends on if I remember and if I have time. So, and again, you have to be a member of the Ravelry group, and 1 entry per person. So get to entering those, and you might be a winner. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Yay, we made it to the end of the show, even with distractions from Pink Pearl Almond, the kitty cat.
On her back again.
Yes, so stay tuned till after the credits, and I'll put in the video that Dammy took of her and with the hubs giving her belly rubs. So Renee of Arabian Knits, who is a knitting designer here in the Pacific Northwest, sent us a message about a knit-along that she's co-hosting with 3 other designers, and it's called the Knit for All Cow. So it's 4 designers, and they have 24 eligible patterns from among their designs. She says that they have come together from all over the world. They each have different backgrounds and styles, but they thought of this as a unifying and uplifting way to help each other and to get to know their customers better. So in the show notes, there's a link to the thread on Ravelry, but they're doing lots of fun stuff with this. So there's an Instagram giveaway that runs through the 7th of May, and they'll award prizes on the 8th. And then there will be a 20% discount on all eligible patterns as a run up to and during the beginning of the cow. And then it starts on May the 11th and runs through the 30th of June. And there's prize sponsors and contests and giveaways. And the designers will be available to help. And it's a way to get to know new designers that may be new to you. So she just asked if we would mind mentioning that here on the podcast. So there's a link in the show notes to go check that out if you would like to potentially find some new designers' work. A reminder that librarian Kate
7578.
Yes. Who's Kate is hosting a GoFundMe to help us go back to Scotland for the Hub's PhD graduation. So if you're interested in helping with that, there's a link in the show notes. And I think that is everything. Mm-hmm. So, a huge thank you to everyone who supports the podcast in whatever way you do that. But a special thank you to those who support the podcast financially, because it costs money to do a podcast and to send out prizes and all that stuff. So there's 3 main ways you can support financially. First is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount of money each month to your favorite creatives, and then you get rewards based on the level you donate at. If you'd like to know more about that or want to sign up, go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way, Danny?
There is a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you'd like to make a one-time donation.
And we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you click through our website first, we get a little bit of money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. So, Dammy, why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Sorry, mouth dry, water. So with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week. We're enjoying some really nice spring weather this week. We're both wearing capris, so fun. Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy knitting, and we'll talk to you again next time. Bye.
Bye. Where you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
We'll take a video of this to put in the show notes. Oh, the hubs is coming to give her scratches.
Scratchy, scratchy.
Oh, sweet baby. Her's a pretty girl.
She's so fluffy.
She is very fluffy. So today is May the 2nd. So the May list is out, and it is shapes, emotions, and various other things. Where are you going, Bubba? Come back! I want more bets.
Oh, we got a yawn on camera.
There we did, and now a bath.
I must clean the human off.
Yes. So, Dammy, sorry, we're very distracted by the cat. What are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos.
Pink.
Hi,
Hello.
baby.
Hello. Hello.
Pretty girl.
Our ears, our ears, our ears.
Are you going to take a night-night nap?
You want to lay back down?
She's like, there's lots of talking and no one's talking to me.
Yeah.
What's to do with that?
Pink. Hello.
Hi, pretty girl.
Hello.